Sam lived in a quiet village nestled between gentle green hills and a whispering forest that seemed to hold 1,000 secrets. The village was small, with winding paths and cozy cottages, where everyone knew each other's names and stories. Sam helped his parents with daily chores, fetched water from the well, and ran errands for the neighbors, always greeting everyone with a kind smile that brightened even the cloudiest days. But Sam had a secret. He dreamed of the world beyond the hills, of places he'd only heard about in stories or seen in his imagination. At night, he'd lie on the cool grass and gaze at the stars, imagining distant cities, mysterious lands, and grand adventures waiting for him somewhere far away. His most treasured possession was an old, weathered map, a gift from his grandfather, covered in faded lines and curious markings. It fueled his longing for the unknown, and he would spend hours tracing imaginary routes with his finger, dreaming of journeys he might one day take. Max, his loyal dog, was his best friend and constant companion, always ready for an adventure, no matter how small. Together, they explored the golden fields, wandered along the edges of the forest, and pretended to be brave explorers discovering new worlds. Max seemed to understand Sam's dreams without a word, always by his side, sharing in every hope and secret wish. Life in the village was peaceful and safe, but Sam felt the call to adventure, a gentle whisper in his heart that grew stronger each day, urging him to seek what lay beyond the familiar. He often felt like a ship tied to a dock, watching others set sail for distant horizons, longing to join them and discover what awaited out there. Sam had no idea that his world was about to change forever, and that the adventure he'd always dreamed of was much closer than he ever imagined, waiting just beyond the sunrise. One morning, Sam woke to a silence that felt heavier than usual. Max was gone. The house, usually filled with the sound of paws and playful barking, was eerily quiet. Sam searched every room, calling out for Max, but there was no answer. He hurried through the garden, peering behind bushes and under the porch, hoping to spot a wagging tail or hear a familiar bark. Even Max's kennel, where he always slept, was empty and still. Sam called Max's name again and again, his voice trembling with growing worry and fear. The blanket in the kennel was cold, untouched since the night before. It was clear Max hadn't come home. The village, usually alive with morning sounds, felt suddenly empty and strange, as if everyone sensed something was missing. His parents tried to reassure him, telling him that Max would surely return soon, but Sam sensed deep down that something was wrong, something he couldn't quite explain. Max had never stayed away overnight before. The hours seemed to crawl by, each tick of the clock echoing through the quiet house. Sam couldn't eat or sit still, his stomach twisted in knots as he paced from room to room, his mind racing with worry, imagining all the things that could have happened to his friend. He pictured Max lost in the woods, frightened and alone, or wandering unfamiliar roads far from home. The village, once a place of comfort and safety, now seemed vast and lonely, every shadow a reminder of Max's absence. As the sun set and the sky turned orange, Sam's hope faded with the light, leaving him feeling more alone than ever. The thought of Max out there in the dark, cold and scared, was almost too much for Sam to bear. The world seemed to hold its breath, the silence pressing in, offering no comfort or answers. Sam's heart ached for his missing friend, every memory of Max making the emptiness feel even sharper. As night fell, Sam knew he couldn't wait any longer. He had to do something. With determination, he put on his jacket and stepped out into the darkness, ready to search for Max himself. As night fell, determination replaced Sam's fear. He packed bread, an apple, water, and his grandfather's map. Leaving a note for his parents, he slipped out into the twilight. The woods at night were unfamiliar and full of shadows. Every sound made his heart race, but he pressed on, calling for Max. His lantern's light flickered, casting strange shapes on the trees. Fear followed him, but love for Max pushed him forward. He He walked deeper into the forest than ever before, following a winding path. The moon rose, silver and silent, as Sam's feet ached. He was scared, but he refused to give up. This was his quest, born of love, not fantasy. For the first time, Sam was living his own adventure, and he was determined to see it through. At dawn, exhausted and hopeless, Sam met an old man named Elias. Elias's kind eyes and gentle voice put Sam at ease. Sam explained he was searching for Max, describing his loyal friend. Elias shared his breakfast and stories of distant mountains and seas. He spoke of courage as moving forward despite fear. "Bravery is just love taking a step," Elias said. Elias noticed tracks, paw prints, and broken twigs. He taught Sam to read the forest's clues, turning fear into curiosity. With Elias, the woods became a book of signs, not a place of danger. Hope returned to Sam's heart. Together they followed the trail. The journey felt possible again. Sam realized kindness could be found in unexpected places. They pressed on, searching for Max. Dark clouds gathered as Sam and Elias followed Max's trail. Thunder rumbled, and rain poured down, drenching them in seconds. The storm was fierce. Wind howled, lightning flashed, and thunder shook the ground. Sam wanted to hide, but Elias stayed calm, guiding him to a small cave. Inside, they found shelter from the storm's fury. Sam shivered, but he watched the storm instead of cowering. He realized he was enduring, not just surviving. Fear was still there, but it no longer controlled him. In the cave's safety, Sam discovered a quiet strength within himself. The storm outside became a test he had faced and overcome. When the storm cleared, sunlight and a rainbow greeted them. Sam felt changed, stronger, braver, and more confident. Elias became a true friend, teaching Sam survival skills and sharing wisdom. Sam learned courage was steady and quiet, not loud or showy. Real adventure, he realized, was about facing fears, not just chasing excitement. At the forest's edge, they spotted a familiar shape in a field, Max, limping but alive. Sam ran to his friend, joy overwhelming his exhaustion. The hardest part of the journey was over. He had found Max and himself along the way. The lessons of the journey stayed with him. Friendship and courage had guided him through. The adventure had changed him forever. Sam was ready for whatever came next. Sam and Max's reunion was pure joy. Tears, laughter, and relief filled the air as friends and family gathered around them. The weight of worry melted away, replaced by happiness and gratitude for their safe return. Max was safe, only a little hurt, and Elias watched with a gentle smile, proud of the courage both boys had shown. The bond between them had grown stronger through their shared adventure. At the forest's edge, it was time to say goodbye to Elias, the wise friend who had guided them through the unknown. The moment was bittersweet, filled with gratitude and the ache of parting. "Your heart is your best compass," Elias told Sam, his words lingering in the quiet air. He reminded Sam that bravery comes from within, and that he should always trust himself, no matter where life leads. Sam felt sad to part, but grateful for his new friend's wisdom. He knew he would carry Elias's advice with him, a guiding light for the journeys ahead. With Max by his side, the walk home felt different. Sam was changed. Every step was lighter, filled with a new sense of confidence and hope for the future. The village looked the same, but Sam saw it with new eyes. The familiar streets and faces now seemed full of possibility, as if adventure could be found anywhere. He was no longer just a dreamer. He was a boy who had faced the unknown and discovered strength he never knew he had. His parents welcomed him and Max with open arms and tears of joy, overwhelmed with relief and pride. Their homecoming was a celebration of love and resilience. That night, Sam looked at his old map, no longer intimidated by the unknown places it showed. Instead, he felt excitement and curiosity about what lay beyond. The world beyond the hills felt like an invitation, not a mystery. Sam knew that adventure was always waiting, just beyond the horizon. For now, he was home, but he knew he'd explore one day. The comfort of home was sweeter, knowing he could always return after each journey. The greatest adventure, he realized, was discovering his own courage and learning to trust himself, no matter what challenges he faced. And that adventure would last a lifetime, shaping every step Sam would take from this day forward.